Hey, what's up guys? I got a video for you that's not fragrance related. I wanted to show you guys my gun collection and show you what I have. I'm a big proponent, a big supporter of the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. I believe that most gun crimes that happen throughout the country are because the criminals are out there purchasing, finding guns on the black market illegally, or just getting their hands on them the legal way. And good people who follow the laws are being prevented in a lot of areas from carrying guns, like school zones. Good people follow the laws. For a criminal, they see that and they say, hey, nobody here is going to shoot back. I can go in there and just kill people. Just like on Fort Hood, when the soldiers, these are military trained killers, and they're not allowed to carry their weapons. A guy goes in there, starts shooting, killing, and everybody's hiding in rooms, locking the doors and getting on the floor because they can't fire back. You have to wait till the cops come in, and by that time several people have been killed. It's ridiculous. So I'm a big fan of the Second Amendment. I think law-abiding citizens being able to protect themselves is a big deterrent for crime. Just look at Switzerland and look at states like Texas and all the other pro-gun states and versus states like Chicago, like Illinois, California, New York, Maryland, and look at the different gun crimes. It's night and day. And also in Florida, there was a stat that came out that said like 0.000162 of registered concealed handgun license holders, which I am, are committed for are found guilty of committing a gun crime. So people who actually get the license, follow the law, go through the background checks, it's virtually zero. The amount of the percentage of those people who go out there and commit crimes. It doesn't happen. People who are going to commit crimes are people who don't follow the laws. So that's a big rule of thumb. But anyways, let me show you my guns. This is my handgun. This is my carry weapon. I carry this in my my truck mostly. I don't carry it on me a lot because it's kind of tough to conceal. This is a 9mm Taurus. Taurus is a company that was owned by, they were owned by Beretta, and they sold the company, they sold the plant in Brazil to Taurus, and Taurus started to manufacture the M9 pistol and then the M9A1. They added a few features to this gun that Beretta then copied also, and then they copied much of Beretta's new features as the guns evolved. But this is the Beretta design. It's exactly the same. My brother has the Beretta M9A1, and I have this one. This is chambered for 9mm ammo. I got hollow points in here, so I'm sure you guys know what that is. It is loaded. There is a bullet in the trigger right now, so I'm not going to fire it. But what I got today, I'm really excited to show you guys, because this is the gun that I've been wanting to buy for a long time. I've always wanted one of these. I play Call of Duty a lot. That's the only video game I ever play, and this was one of my favorite guns from that video game. And I saw it at one of the local gun shops, and I wanted that gun really badly. So I looked around, I bought it online, and now I have it here. This is the Scar H assault rifle. So if you play Call of Duty, you know exactly which gun this is. There's no difference though between this one and the original Scar. This is chambered in 22 long rifle. So 22 long rifle is, so right here I got some Aguila, which is some of the strongest. 22 long rifle is these little bullets right here. 9mm. That's it. This is a 9mm. See how big that is versus. Well, let me show you the difference. Here's a 22 round, tiny, and then you see the 9mm round. Now, people see this and they think, oh, it's a cheapy little round, it's pretty gay. But if you go on YouTube and you look at other channels, there's a guy named Plinkster22, I think is his name. And he has a lot of trick shots, and he has a lot of videos where he does amazing things with 22 size bullets. And it's amazing what this little tiny bullet can do. It's a pretty powerful round, and it's very underestimated. It's much more affordable. In a lot of areas, though, there's a shortage of 22 because people have been buying a lot more ammo. They've been shooting a lot more ever since we've had these shootings at Columbine, at Sandy Hook, at Newtown. You know, we have all these, and the Aurora, Colorado, the Fort Hood. We've had a lot of shootings in the past few years. I think that's due to the tremendous amount of gun control by President Obama and a lot of the Democrats. But when we've gone towards this more gun control oriented policy and society, we've seen more and more gun crimes. So I think that those are pretty rare, though. I'm not one of those people that thinks it's going to happen all over the place. I think they are rare, and you can't stop a random act of violence. The only thing you can do is allow people to protect themselves in the case that they are a victim of a random act of violence. But those have been selling out. People have been buying a lot of 22 long rifle ammo. And so in a lot of areas it's very hard to find. There's a shortage. And the companies that make this ammo is made in Mexico. You can see that it's written in Spanish. Aguila is a Mexican company. And I can easily get this ammo because it shows up in my local stores here, because I live right on the border between Texas and Mexico. So I find this ammo all the time. I can always get ammo like that. It's hard to get bulk ammo, which is a lot, and the prices have gone up. This one costs $10 for 100 rounds. It's like $9.75 for 100 rounds. That's still pretty good, but it used to be a lot cheaper than that. And this is more expensive than the cheapest ammo. This is not there's different types. There's ammo that's subsonic, which means it's not quite as fast. It doesn't break the sound barrier. There's standard velocity, which is pretty fast, and then there's high velocity, which is this one. It goes further, it's more accurate, and it's got a little bit more stopping power. And that's what this is chambered in. So the mag here, you can put 22 ammo in there, and it holds quite a bit. I think 22 rounds. Let me show you some of the features. This stock it's adjustable. The cheek guard right here, that's also adjustable, so it can go up or down. Right here you got the sights, so just pop that, sights go up, and now I can aim and fire. It's pretty comfortable to hold, and it's got a lot of really cool. Here's the charging handle. It's identical to the SCAR. There's only a few differences I see with it. One of them would be the front end right here, this tip. On the SCAR, it's got a slightly different muzzle brake. It's more of a curvy, wavy design than this one is, and I've heard that muzzle brake is really, really good. This one doesn't have it, but I don't think I'm going to be complaining about kick because I'm shooting a 22 round. It's like virtually no kick. It's just bang, bang, bang. And it also, if you push this button right here, you can convert the stock, and right there. And it does fire while in this position. So you can fire. There's nothing in the round, as you can see. Right there is a chamber, you can tell. But if I put it in the firing position, I have to put the mag in. Hang on. That's another safety feature. It won't fire without the mag, so yeah. And a lot of people go nuts when I do that, when I pull the trigger, but I know what I'm doing. It's empty, and I've checked that already. So there you go. This is my SCAR assault rifle, and this is my Beretta 9mm. Sorry, not Beretta. It's a Taurus. And look at that. Look at this right here. See that? The beautiful thing about this gun is I don't like the box look of a lot of pistols. I like the open barrel look that the 9mm has. It's just such a sweet gun. And this is the Army issued gun. This is the gun that they give to the military and all the different branches of the military. This is their service pistol. It's American made. Well, actually, this one isn't. This one is made in Brazil. The original Beretta is American made. Few differences between this and the Beretta. I'll do a video on that later. I'm going to bring my brother in, and we're going to do a video on it. We'll also do some tests with the SCAR, show you guys how it shoots. But one of the big differences between this and the Beretta is, number one, the Beretta comes with a lot of accessories. This gun cost me $480 at Academy. This is the PT92-AF. PT92-AF. Because there's several different types. One is missing a barrel. One has slightly different ammo capacity. And There's some that are stainless steel, which cost a little bit more. There's different styles. But between this one and the Beretta, because this is the exact clone of the M9A1, is the magazine. The magazine of the Beretta is coated, nickel coated, I think, and it's supposed to be better quality. It feels lighter. It's supposed to slide in smoother. Right here on the bottom, a lot of this is patented. That's why they can't copy everything. See how it's flat on the M9A1? It's smoother so that the magazine finds its way in easier. The safety on the Taurus is mounted on the gun. The safety on the M9 is mounted on the slide, so that's a big difference. With this gun, hold on, let me take out that. See that? So now it's empty. You can tell. Can you see? There you go. So now it's empty. But with this gun, you can't do this with the Beretta. But you see how it's backed the hammer, and I put the safety on, which is this little lever right here. Pop it up and the safety's on. I can't pull the trigger anymore. Take the safety off. I don't want to dry fire it, so right there. See, trigger goes forward. The Beretta doesn't have that, but the Beretta does have a few other features that are really nice. When I cock this, I can have the safety on. I can't cock it, right? And when I cock this, the hammer goes back. On the Beretta, I'm going to safely drop the hammer right there. On the Beretta, if you have the safety on the slide, you can cock it and it won't be back. The hammer won't be back. The hammer will stay forward. And that's really, really handy, because when you don't want to fire right away, I think it adds a little bit to the safety part of it. You may forget to cock it back. You may accidentally hit it forward. Actually, these don't fire if you do that. The only way you can fire is if you pull the trigger. But there's a lot of ways that you can accidentally fire. And I just think it's nice to have it forward at all times and not have to worry about safely decocking it. But either way, it's not a deal breaker. It's something you can live without. But if you see, this is what's called a double single action. When I pull the trigger the first time, it takes a lot of strength because I have to pull the hammer back, and right there it clicks, so it won't go all the way forward. There'll be a little gap, versus when it fires, it'll be all the way forward. So you got to pull the hammer back, and then it lets go and fires. That's double action. So the first shot is double action. That's when it's cocked forward. Of course, when you load it and the first shot is back, it's in single action, which means I barely have to tap this trigger. It doesn't have to go back. It'll just go forward, and it's a much easier trigger pull. So when you're shooting and you're going target practice, you want it on single action, because the harder the trigger pull, the more likely you are to shake and miss. The quicker the trigger pull, the more likely you are to be steady. So that's one cool thing about single action. But on the Beretta, it's nice that you're in double action automatically. It adds a bit of safety when you have to pull the trigger, and it's a much harder trigger pull versus when you have it already cocked like mine. So that's one difference. But I will make a video on that and show you guys. I just wanted to show you my gun and give you guys a little bit of my thoughts on the Second Amendment. And let me load this baby. Hang on. So yeah, I think everybody should own a pistol, at least. I recommend a 9mm. If you can't afford a 9mm, go for a 22. And I recommend that everybody learn about weapons, learn how to use them, learn what your rights are, and defend those rights. Because when you're in trouble, how long does it take for the cops to get there? And sometimes you can't defend yourself. So if a guy pulls out a gun and you can't, defend yourself and your family, I don't see, as a man, your number one priority is the security of yourself, your friends, and your family. And if you can't take care of them, what kind of man are you? We don't rely on the cops here in Texas. That's one thing. People don't mess with each other. People respect each other, because you know that everybody can defend themselves, and you know everybody will defend themselves, and you know the law will protect you if you get attacked and you defend yourself. Now that is tremendous because in Texas people respect each other. In a lot of other areas of the country, look what's happening in Ferguson, people are not respecting each other. And what happened there was not about the Second Amendment. It was totally about this guy going and charging a police officer, according to the stories that are now coming out and the evidence that's being shown by the autopsy. That's the leading story right now, is that he was charging the officer when he shot him. And the stories about it from a couple eyewitnesses is that he was pushing the officer back in the car. He was on drugs. He was drugged up, so he was acting out of line. And he was taunting the officer, and he tried to go for his gun. There was an accidental fire. He ran, came back, taunting him, charged him, and the officer shot him and killed him. So it's a tragedy what happened there, but what happened there was not about the Second Amendment. That was more about the procedures that law enforcement have and whether or not it was right for him to kill the kid, whether or not the kid was innocent, or was he provoking it? Was he asking for the cop to defend himself? Was he attacking the officer? So that's a different issue. And I want you guys to know that you have a right to defend yourself. This is America. Those of you who live somewhere else, I'm sorry. But you have a right to defend yourself in this country. And you should own a firearm. And you should be able to defend yourself and your family. Take advantage of those rights. That's one of the things the Founding Fathers died for. That's one of the things they fought the revolution for, was the right to bear arms is fundamental to all the others, because if the government takes away your guns, now they can take away all of your rights and you can't do anything to stop it. So, right there, that's my advice to you guys. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take it easy. Peace.